Hey darling souls, today I want to teach you how to manifest a house. I have done this 6 times now. 6 times. That sounds like a lot of houses. One of those times was not for me. And I have a few stories to share with you and advice to give you too. So, I manifested my first 2 rentals out of home, but those stories, they're not super interesting. I just kind of manifested the first one and then it was too cold, so I manifested an upgrade into the same building but a nicer apartment. But the first big one, the first big house I manifested, and the best story I can share with you because it has the most tangible advice within it, is when I manifested our first home, really. So I lived in 2 units before that, and then I was living in my unit and it was comfortable and it was nice, and I don't know why, but I felt called to look at the real estate website. We had a separate room that we had been renting out in this house, and we were going to have someone new move in, and something just told me to check for different places to live. So I was just scrolling and, well, you know what? I wasn't even looking for different places to live. I was just looking. I wasn't really intending on finding anywhere. I wasn't even really paying attention as I scrolled. But then one house caught my attention and I wasn't sure why. I had that feeling that I just had that feeling, that calling. My intuition was tingling. And I clicked on it. And I clicked across, and the next picture was of a stream flowing through the garden of the house. And I was like, oh, I see why I clicked on this. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. And I got all of these feelings. So that's probably my first bit of advice, is pay attention when you're looking at houses. If you're looking for them, pay attention to how it feels. Ask your intuition, is this the house for me? Now, when manifesting a house, human design comes into it a little bit, and whether you're a specific or a non-specific manifestor, and an active or a non-active manifestor. So if you know those things, that'll be helpful. I don't have my little book here for you. If you are interested in human design, if you know about it, even if you're not, you can go to a website. I really like myhumandesign.com because it's really pretty. And you plug in your birthday and your birth date, and it will give you a little picture. I'm actually going to pause this because this is important. This will be helpful. Okie dokie. So do go to myhumandesign.com because not all of them have the little arrows. When you get your chart, you will see that there are 4 arrows. The bottom left one, if it's pointing to the left, you're an active manifestor. If it's pointing to the right, you're a non-active manifestor. The bottom right triangle, this is obviously opposite for you, I'm using my right hand. The bottom right arrow, if it's pointing to the left, you're a specific manifestor. If it's pointing to the right, you're a non-specific manifestor. I'll probably make another video on those things. But for now, know that I'm an active manifestor and I'm a specific manifestor. If you're a specific manifestor, it really helps you to embody the energy when you are thinking about the details. And for me, being a specific manifestor meant that when I found a particular house that I knew was destined for me, that really helped speed up the manifestation process. And I'm an active manifestor, so that means that I might take more steps towards manifesting. So it might be worth finding out what you are, because that might affect how you manifest. So for me, I found this house. My intuition was giving me all the feels, and I just had those feelings. So what I did is I actually just hopped straight in my car. This house was just a couple of minutes from where I lived, but I lived in a unit in a suburb, and this house was in the bush. It was in like a forest, just a couple of minutes away. It was like where the suburbs met with the nature, and it was beautiful. So I hopped in my car and I went there, and I was a bit cheeky. There was no one there, so I looked in the windows. I don't even know, can't even remember the process of thinking, oh, I'm just going to go peek in. But I looked in the windows, there was no furniture, so there was no one there. So I had a really good look in there. I had a good look around. I went to the garden and I saw that gorgeous river. It had like tiny little waterfalls. Gorgeous. And I just knew that this was going to be my home. So in this story, I felt like I was guided towards it as well. But whether or not you are guided towards a particular house, that's fine. You can work in some of these strategies that I'm about to tell you. So then when I saw my partner, I told him about it, and then I took him straight there. I said, look, I've just got this feeling about this house. This is going to be our home. So first thing was the intuition thing, right? Tune in, see how it feels. Second thing was I started to talk about it like, this is our home. So we went there, we looked around. He was like, oh yeah, we got these feelings. Like, it was a magical place to be. Just that feeling, you know that feeling sometimes when you're in nature and it's like just so calming. So I was talking about it like it was our home. Then I actually took our friends there because no one was living there. It was fine. And we kind of started planning. Third thing was to plan. Talk as if, act as if, right? So we started planning where things would go, whose bedroom would be whose, what sort of things we'd do there. And then there's kind of, what I like to teach is there's act as if on an inner level and on an outer level as well. So we were embodying it as our home, and we were planning it mentally, but then we started kind of acting as if physically. So we had our friends there, and there was an outdoor barbecue, and we all stood around chatting, planning the barbecues we would have there, but it was almost as if we were kind of having a barbecue there because everyone was there chatting and thinking about it. And we spent a lot of time there. This is my 5th tip. When you're manifesting a house, let's go through them again. Check how you feel about that house. Does it feel right to you? Second thing, start to call it your home. Yeah, this is my house. Third thing, oh God, I really should write these down as I go. Act as if it's your home. Start planning for it. The fourth thing kind of built on that. 5th thing is to start spending time there. If the house is empty, maybe you could go and you could look at it multiple times. Or if it's not, maybe you could go to all the inspections they have and just spend time there visualizing what your house is going to be like. I should really clear up these steps because I feel like visualizing is a whole different step. So plan what it's going to be like to live there, but also start spending time there in your imagination. Spend time there in real life, spend time there in your imagination, and visualize what it's going to be like, and start actually seeing your life and feeling what it's going to be like in this different space. For me, when I'm manifesting a house, I think about like all the little things, like when I'll get up out of bed, how I'll walk to the kitchen, that my body will be going through the space differently and it feels differently energetically. Then what I did, I was spending all that time there, I was planning it, I was showing it off to my friends. I think we went there at least 5 times. If you can't go to the actual house, if you can't go to inspections, spend time in the neighborhood. Start planning what your life will be like, not just in the house, but when you live there. Go and, if you're a parent, go and check out the schools, or go to the local cafes, or go to the local museum, or spend time in the local park and act as if this is your local park. This is your local cafe. Shop from the local supermarket. Even if it means you have to go away from where you normally live and go out of your way, you're starting to live that life that you will live when you live in that house. And in that way, you are embodying it energetically and physically. You are physically moving your body and spending time in this tangible reality. You might not be able to spend the time in the house, sleeping in the house and cooking in the house yet, but you will spend the time in the supermarket, in the local park, and it is physically around you. And when something's physically around us, it helps us embody it on a whole other level because it is so real. It is so real, right? So there's all like the manifesting steps I did, but then I started to take the action as well. The next thing I did was, well, straight away, as soon as I could, I booked in for the inspection, but I was waiting for that to happen. And I actually did what I call a manifestation artwork or a visualization artwork. And I sat down, I had peace and quiet to myself, and I drew a color picture, colored it in, made it all nice, of the house, and I wrote, "Thank you for our new home." So I started feeling thanks. I started feeling gratitude, as well as embodying it and visualizing it. I started acting as if it was already done. It was already done. Thank you for this house. I had the inspection. I started visualizing them telling me that I got the house. I was planning all the furniture. I was telling all my friends this is my new house, and taking that physical action to apply for the home. What was I going to say? I was going to say something before. Don't know. Oh well. And we got the house. And it was really unlikely because this story is from when I was 19 years old. Yes, 19 years old. Living on welfare. I had a side business, sure. And I think that looked really good when I was applying for houses. But I was 19, my partner was 22, on welfare, no work. The person who was going to move in with us, also on welfare, not working. And here's this home, this family home in this well-off, well-known suburb, and we got the house. And it was so easy. It was just aligned. It just happened. So that's how I manifested that one. I don't know why there's some sounds outside my door. I have other manifesting stories too about how I manifested a house. Oh, that's my other tip. I got to tell you this one because this is a big one as well. What you have to also do is loosen your grip on your current reality, on your current circumstances. Because what happens is you are visualizing this thing sometimes, but then you wake up in your house that you're currently in or wherever you're currently living, and you see that current reality. And like I said before, reality is so tangible, it helps us embody it because it's physical. Our body is there. So when I was manifesting another house a bit later on, this house was really bothering me. I had outgrown it. It was outdated. I'd wake up and there'd be problems in the house that I had to deal with, like crappy cupboards that I couldn't store things in, and just various things that were really in my face every day. And I found it difficult. I'm just going to wiggle the mouse so I can see the screen again. I found it difficult to embody that feeling of this new home where I was going to live because my current reality was slapping me in the face every day. That's what I felt like. And I knew that I couldn't be so attached. I couldn't have so much energy and agitation for my current circumstances because that would influence my ability to embody the new house. So I had to let go of it. I had to stop acting as if, stop embodying, and stop being the version of myself that was stuck in a crappy home and was being bothered every day by it. I was also in this energy of waiting. If you're in an energy of waiting, you need to let go of that because you're manifesting more waiting. So I was waiting to move house so that I could start gardening. I was waiting to buy houseplants and furnishing because I didn't want to have to move them. And I decided that in order to manifest my dream home, I had to act as if now. So I got all the things that I wanted. Even though it wasn't ideal, I started planting veggies in pot plants because I didn't have the space. And I stopped holding myself back because of circumstance. And I can't remember who it was. Someone said that freedom is when you stop letting the things that are holding you back hold you back and you start doing them anyway. That's what freedom is. Which I think is quite powerful. I don't know if I said it right, but if something's holding you back and you do it anyway, it's not holding you back anymore. That's what freedom is. So I started doing those things, and eventually I released my grip on that house enough to manifest my next house. Another tip I want to give you is from when I manifested a house for somebody else. And this was during a so-called housing crisis. And the thing about housing crises is that like the media was perpetuating this, and then everyone's getting in the energy and collectively manifesting that it's a housing crisis. And also on tangible terms, because there was a housing crisis, people stopped moving and there were less houses available, and it was a whole thing. So it was during this, and it was difficult to manifest this house because there was this belief that there wasn't one, and that it was going to be hard, and that it was going to struggle. But in the 11th hour, they had a week to move, and the whole time I was like, no, this isn't happening. You guys aren't going to be homeless. That's just not a possibility. Let's not let our energetic set point get to that level. You guys are going to get a house. I don't know how. And I was struggling to get in the energy because of all this. For everyone, it was like housing crisis. You can't get a house, especially if you're, like people with families couldn't get a house. People with pets couldn't get a house. It was like only high-earning professionals were getting houses because there was people moving in from other places. So there was a lot of high-level professionals moving in, and they're moving out the people who were already living here. But I wasn't having that. I wasn't taking no for an answer. And that's something to do as well, is to make sure your energetic set point is at getting a house. And is it getting a house soon, rather than, I'm going to get a house and it might take a year, or it might take several months, or however long, or it might take, I won't get my dream house for any time in the foreseeable future, because that's your set point. So make a decision, make an energetic decision that, okay, I'm getting my house and I'm getting it in X amount of time, or this or something better, like in divine timing, universe, like there's a little bit of leeway because you need to let things line up. Which is another point I want to give you, is that things will happen in divine timing. If you're not getting a house right now, your dream house, you're not manifesting this home, maybe it's not the right time for you yet. And I've certainly experienced that. I had 4 years being frustrated in that home that wasn't right for me until I manifested my midterm dream house. That's where I'm at the moment. What's right for us at this time of life. But it has to happen in divine timing, and sometimes things do take time, because your house, another point I want to make for you, I think it's point 8 or something, your house is out there for you. You want this specific house, right? So what has to happen is whoever's in that current house, or if it's not built yet, it has to be built, or the people have to move out of that house. It has to become available for you. So when you set your intention, the universe is working behind the scenes to rearrange everything for you. And sometimes when it's tangible things, that does take time, because we are in a human reality and things happen in human, tangible, physical reality ways. If those people have to move out, the universe has to align things up for them. It has to line up their house. It might line up a job for them on the other side of the country. It might do whatever it's doing to reshift and make sure that everything's working out the best way for everyone. So it might take a little bit of time, but it doesn't have to. Don't set this expectation that it has to take time. Just set this expectation that my home is out there, and it is being prepared for me, and it will be with me in divine timing, in the most perfect timing, as soon as possible, because that's how it's going to work. So when I was manifesting this house for these people, and when I was manifesting my house a little while longer, I had to adopt this belief that it doesn't matter how many houses are out there. So we could look at the market and say, there's not many things out there, but it doesn't matter what the market's doing. It doesn't matter what's available at the moment. It only matters that you are manifesting your home, your dream home. It is there for you somewhere, and you're just waiting to see it. You're waiting to get that feeling like I did, that this is the home for you. This is it. So don't worry about how much else is out there, or most of the houses aren't at for what I like aren't at the price that I can afford, or most of the houses in this suburb are like this and I don't like that. Just visualize your house, because the one house that's right for you could be there with all the features that you want, in the suburb that you want, at the price that you want, with all the features that you want. We tend to think that we have to compromise and it's unlikely that something will happen, or we tend to create from circumstances and say, well, I haven't seen it before, so it's not there. You haven't seen all the houses, so you don't know that it's there. Your house is there for you. The next thing that I did was to talk to the universe and be pretty damn serious with it. And I said, look, universe, I'm not having this. They are getting a house and they're going to move in by next Friday. I think it was Saturday. And I was like, they have to move in on Thursday. So we need to find that house now. You've got 24 hours. Show me what you've got. So this hard decision, this very strict expectation that the universe was going to provide, because that's what it does. And obviously, if you have this belief that the universe is working in its time and that's all good, then that's great. But you don't want to restrict the universe, but we don't need to leave it so open. We can actually say, okay, I need to see now what's happening because I need to have faith that this is happening. I need to, you could ask for signs, or you could say, look, I need this to progress in some way in this certain amount of time. I need something tangible. So I said that to the universe, look, you got 24 hours. I need this sorted. Everyone's too stressed out and you need to sort it out. There's something out there. The house is out there for them and we want it now. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. And I was like, okay, then I let it go. I let go all that other crap. I was like, don't care that there's a housing crisis. Don't care about things could take time or might have to compromise or whatever. I was like, this is happening. I'm not going to stress anymore. I'm not going to stress. It's happening now. And so an hour later, I get a message, a Facebook message from someone who had seen, a post that we'd made. And they said, look, I've got a house for you. And we went up that afternoon and they said, well, look, it's not ready yet. It needs a few things done. So you have to wait a couple of weeks. And I said, look, that's not happening. We need this house and we're willing to compromise, and these people are happy to move in when it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. They just need a house. Can you please make that happen? And they were a little bit hesitant is the word that I'm looking for. They were a little bit hesitant, but it happened. They manifested their house. And then those people started believing in manifestation because they had seen me manifest it. I had said to them the whole time, look, I'm going to manifest this. I've got this. Stop worrying. And then we did. And that was awesome. So you can manifest your dream home too. Your home is out there for you. Set the intention. Get rid of anything that's saying it has to take time or you have to compromise. Visualize what you want. Now, if you're a non-specific manifester, oh my God, it went black again. If you're a non-specific manifester, then thinking about the details might not feel good to you. You might just want to feel the feelings of what it will be like in your house and have like a general idea. Whether you're a specific or non-specific manifester, you don't need to think of all the details. You don't need to plan what the tiles will be like in the kitchen or what color the curtains will be in the bedroom, unless those things are important to you. If you say, look, I really want this thing, I really want white walls, I really want 2 stories, then sure, give those details, but don't freak out if you don't know all the details. If the details don't feel good, don't even worry about that. Just start to feel how it will feel like. Start to plan what it will be like. And then when you find that house, you can do all those tangible things too. You can actually do the manifestation artworks. You can do that before you manifest your house, and obviously the visualizations you can too. And then after you find the house that you want, you can do it again if you want to, or you can do those other things such as going to it as often as possible, acting as if, speaking as if it's your house, spending time with it in your mental space, visualizing and being there, and also loosening that grip. This is before you find the house as well. Starting from now, loosen your grip on your current house. I know it feels super tangible, but everything is energy and it can melt away not physically, but energetically around you. You know, even tomorrow you could be living in this new energetic reality. Something could happen today and you could manifest your dream home. I don't know. You don't know. Allow space for miracles. I just want to say one more thing. What was it? Vision boards. Vision boards are great too. Yeah, put it up on your wall, and that can help you feel the feelings too. Or, I have another hack for you. Watch TV shows or watch YouTube videos where people are walking through the houses, and pick out the things that you want and say, I'd love some of that. I'd love some of that. I'd love some of that. Oh, that's going to be in my new house too. And just spend time dreaming, guys, because your dreams can be reality. That's corny, but this is what life is for designing the life that we want, living the life that we want, living in our dream homes, experiencing those feelings of like, this is it, right? So, hope this video has been helpful. If you want to subscribe, do it, and we'll talk more about manifestation and abundance and all of that stuff. And go out there and manifest your dream home so that you can live your most fulfilled life and be your most expansive self, because that's what life is about, and you deserve it and you can have it. And let me know. I would love to hear about your dream home. Yay! So excited for you. Bye.